Hello and welcome to a brand new McLaren 570S Spider, a car which McLaren describes as the most attainable McLaren Spider to date. Well, I say attainable, this is still priced at around £165,000, so it is still rather expensive. Still, you can't drive a price tag, so let's focus on driving the car instead. One thing though, let's get that roof down, shall we? It's a lovely day for it. Does take a few moments, bear with me. There we are. Right, let's open up the tap, shall we? That is pretty brisk. So providing the power in the 570S Spider is the same 3.8 litre twin turbocharged V8 that you get in the Coupe. It has 570 PS, hence the name, but in brake horsepower terms that's 562. But what about torque? Well, it has 600 Newton meters, but if you prefer it in old money, that's 443 foot-pounds. This power is fed to the rear wheels via a 7-speed dual clutch auto, which I have to say is pretty responsive indeed. Driving topless is a wonderful thing, especially when the sun is out like today, but there's normally a penalty to pay for this. When you take the roof off a car, the rest of it has to be beefed up so it doesn't end up with the same strength as jelly. But because the chassis is so well made in the 570S Spider, it actually has the same amount of strength as the Coupe, but it does still have extra weight thanks to the roof mechanism. So it's 46 kilograms heavier than its Coupe counterpart, and you may think, oh, it's a bit heavier, but it's still a lot lighter than the Audi R8 V10 Plus Spider, which is rather portly in that regard because it has got a bigger engine and it's also got four-wheel drive. The 570S Spider may be a little bit heavier than the Coupe, but the speed is identical. That means you'll still hit 62 miles per hour in just 3.2 seconds, and the top speed is 204 miles per hour. But if you want to have the roof down, I'm afraid the top speed falls to just 196 miles per hour. I know, what a bummer. Now at this point it's worth noting that the 570S Spider is faster than the R8 V10 Plus Spider, although there's not much in it, and if I'm going to be honest, the V10 is a cheaper car. But still, this is faster, so that's all that matters. And I'll tell you what, I'm just driving it through this small town, Tetbury I think it is, and at low speed it's actually really easy to drive. You'd get a sense that it'd be a bit of a nightmare. Now I don't know how wide this car is, but threading it through here is absolutely fine. I've got no issue whatsoever. So there's a van coming in transit. There we are. Absolutely fine. No drama. So it's about time I tell you how the car drives. Now I've only got this for a short period, and so far it is fantastic. Now I've got it in normal at the moment, so the steering has got a nice weight to it, but it's still easy to manoeuvre around town. I'll tell you what, as we're on a bit of a windy course, let me put it into sport mode. So there we are, that's the engine and the handling, put into sport. Right, national speed limit. Okay, let's leave a bit of a gap, doing 41. Struth. To 60 in no time at all. Right, let's play about with this gearbox. Now I've got it in sport mode. Oh man, changes. Instantaneous. Those changes are so crisp. It may seem a little bit juvenile, but I love just changing down, just for the fun of it. And the car feels really, really planted, but again, I suppose you would expect it to be. Now, McLaren, it builds its cars very scientifically, very methodically, and I really like that, but a lot of people have said that the cars don't really have a lot of soul. And I can see where they're coming from. As much as this car is very fast, and as a technical tool for driving fast, it is very, very, very good indeed. And the engine does make quite a nice noise. Let me flip it down again. That is a pretty good noise. and that alone is worth having the roof down. But it hasn't quite got the same soul and flair as its competitors. Now, earlier I mentioned the Audi R8 V10 Plus Spider. That really has got a long name, and again, I think some may find that to be a bit too clinical. Sorry, I got a bit distracted. But you could have a Lamborghini Huracan Spider or a Ferrari 488 Spider, and I've not driven a 488 Spider or a Huracan Spider for that matter, but I have been a passenger in a 488 Spider, and there is a more sense of drama, there's more theatre. But for McLaren, it gets the job done. Popping it into sport mode, the steering has definitely got heavier, but it's still quite nice, it's not too heavy. And the brakes have got a lovely bite to them, they really have. The pedal's got a nice firmness to it. It really does give you confidence when you press it. You barely have to move the throttle to get it going. And turbo lag? What turbo lag? Well, I can't sense any. This car has been really well engineered, it really has. And sure, it may not have the same amount of soul as a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, but when you're sat in it, driving it, roof down, sun out, you know what? None of that will matter. Not one bit. And I'll tell you what, for a car that can do 204 miles per hour, it rides really well. I just hit a divot then, and okay, of course I felt it, but did it shatter my bones? No, it didn't, and it's still really compliant. It really is impressive. This is definitely a car you could use every day. Okay, I know the boot is tiny, but it's not built to be practical, it's built to be fast, and it does that very, very, very well. If I want a little bit more noise, I can pop down the rear window like so, which acts as a wind deflector. And you can hear the engine a little bit more. Let's flip it down again. Oh, I've died and gone to heaven. Right, let's pop that window back up, shall we? There we are. Well, I literally have nothing behind me for the time being, so I'm going to slow it right down. Right, doing about 20 now. Frick me! Rapid. At this point, what words can you use to describe this car? It's mind-bogglingly fast. And to think, this is not the fastest car McLaren makes. This isn't even in the Super Series, this is Sport Series. This is something else, it really is. McLaren has done a fantastic job with this car, it really, really has. It handles brilliantly, it's super quick, it's super grippy, the steering is fantastic, it's nice and direct. Just all you need is little movements. And the car isn't scary to drive. You get a sense that it's got its arm around you, guiding you along the way. Even the most clumsy driver can get in this and still have a complete whale of a time. I would love to put it into track mode and to take it onto the nearest race circuit. I really would. So I imagine the car really transforms them. But in sport mode, it's still very exhilarating. I've had lots of fun with this car, I really have. And I'm going to be very sad to give the keys back. It's so flat through there. You get a sense that I could go for that corner double speed and still have no real concerns. This car gives you so much confidence to drive it hard. It really does. Now some drivers, they may want a bit more of a challenge. They may want the car to feel a little bit more raw and for there to be more sense of drama. But for me, I'm loving life right now. I absolutely am. Some days are bad, some days are average, and then you have days like this. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Simply amazing. The McLaren 570S Spider may not have the same amount of flair as its rivals, but it makes up for it by being engineered to the point where it's almost obsessive. You get a sense that the McLaren engineers frequently took their work home with them, and you know what? It's bloody well worked. The 570S Spider is a truly capable machine, civilised but rapid. Bravo McLaren, bravo. Thank you for watching, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and please subscribe for more car obsession.